the agency was reached out to by this man, said, "Hey, I was in your program years ago. I was a little. I think he started at 12 and was in it till he aged out at 18." And he said, "Me and my big, we kept in touch our whole lives. I'm a full adult. My big is 70, 80, and approaching the end of his life. And now that the roles have switched, now that I am the one who is really helping take care of him, we really want to bring this full circle and reconnect with the agency." And we were so delighted to hear this story about these two people who have been together their whole life, who have gone through the full array of dynamics of their relationship, from adult to child to two peers to now two adults with the roles reversed of who's helping who. It was so beautiful, and it was really, really special that they reached out to us and that the Big Brothers Big Sisters mission had played such a core factor in their lives. Every quarter, we have an Bigs gathering where we'll host the Bigs, we'll ask them to come out, bring a friend, we'll have members of our staff there. These matches can sometimes feel a little isolated. You have your relationship with your little and with your match support specialist, but it can feel like you're kind of on your own track. And that's not the case. Our whole community is behind you, our whole agency is behind you, and all of these other people involved in the mission right there with you are behind you. And we really enjoy seeing the Bigs come out together. They all like hang out with their littles, but sometimes it's fun for them to just talk to each other, talk about the memories they've made, the experiences they've had.
Yeah, that's so important. All these people are having their own experiences with littles. They all have a similar shared story pouring in, and then you're facilitating the development of this wonderful group of people that are giving up part of their lives to care for a kid. All around us, within a 20-minute radius, there is a child and their parent who has raised their hand and has said, "Hey, would someone be in their life, please?" And these wait lists aren't advertised on billboards. They're not on the main feed of whatever we're on, but we want to help you see them. Who is the mentor in your life who made all the difference? Or maybe you didn't have one. Who did you need back then? Welcome to the Mentoring Partnership of Miami County podcast, where we shine a light on those walking alongside kids with harder stories here in our community. If you want to show up for a kid from a hard place, complete the no commitment form in the description and we'll guide you down the path that best fits you. Now join us as we explore the transformative power of showing up and how becoming the person you needed can change a child's life, and maybe even your own. Hey listener, when you hear the words youth mentoring, one organization that might come to mind, in fact, we've heard this so many times, is they say, "Oh, so you're kind of like Big Brothers, Big Sisters, right?" Is like, no, we're not. We help find bigs. So Big Brothers, Big Sisters, been around since 1904, kind of the flagship for helping children, kids from hard places, at-risk youth, all kids who need one, a caring, loving adult, a youth mentor. And so today we're here with Paul Rubenstein with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Miami Valley. Paul, thank you for sharing with us the heart of the child and what's needed. And first, could you just share with us what it's been like for you to be a big and a little bit about your little?
Yeah, totally. I mean, at the top, it's been a really cool experience. This is my first time doing anything like this. I joined Big Brothers Big Sisters with no plan or intention of being a big myself, but after about a year of working in and with the program and seeing not only the impact that it made, but also how relatively easy it was, I decided to join. My little's my Kale. He turns 12 very soon. He's 11 right now, but he turns 12 in about a month. He's great. We love doing outdoor things, doing active things. The first 2 times we hung out, I was thinking like, man, like, okay, when I was 11, what did I want to do? Like, what would be fun? So I brought him to a Dragons game and he was super bored. I brought him to like a UD basketball game and he was super bored. And then I brought him like to the basketball gym and like we started throwing a football around outside. He's like, oh, all right, this is it. But he's good. A lot of
Good.
energy.
Yeah. So you, how often do you go see Michael?
Yeah, Michael. About twice a
Right.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does he have kind of his favorite thing? Do you usually go to the gym or outside or?
Yeah. We the gym I go to has a mix of like a weight room, a basketball court, and then like a racquetball room. He and I don't know how to play racquetball, but it's really fun to kind of bounce between those three things, like, shooting hoops, whacking a ball around a little bit, being just active together. It's a lot of fun.
What do you think has been some of beyond like the activity? What's been some of the best times for him that he's been able to receive from you?
Sure. Uh, oh man. 3 times ago when we were hanging out, so this was still in the summer, he had just moved, his family had just moved, and he had just finished elementary school and was starting middle school. And he knew some of the kids that were in like the new school, but mostly they were going to be kids that he hadn't been going to school with. So we were playing football in the park, and there was just this random kid his age biking by. And, I started talking to him. Turns out he was going to be a kid going to my Kale's school. So then now it's the three of us playing football, hanging out. And eventually it got to the point where I could kind of take a step back and let the two of them just kind of start hanging out and bonding. And I think that really helped him in this kind of moment where there's a lot of change in his life. There's a lot of uncertainty about next steps being, ah, I still have people who are by my side in my corner, and I have people that I can meet and will make this continue to be good.
Hmm, that's awesome. You were able to facilitate connection in a way that was safe. You were still nearby.
Yep.
Um, yeah. And then how long when I've done community mentoring, um, the drives sometimes are some of the sweetest times. Like how long are your commutes between like picking him up and taking him to where you're going?
Sure. It depends where we're going. Usually not very long. I'll be honest, I'm a total car weenie. I grew up biking and taking the subway everywhere, so commuting is not a big thing for me. But the agency, Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami Valley, is really good about taking things like that into consideration. My Kale lives close to me and also really likes biking. So our commutes aren't, always super long, maybe 15, 20 minutes when we're going somewhere particular, but we'll take longer bike rides together or get more, that in-person time together.
Hmm. Yeah, even so, 15 to 20 minutes,
Yeah.
that 30 to 40 minutes
Yeah.
round trip. Um, I think to help the goal, listener, is for you to hear the heart of the child that's looking for you or for someone you know. And through this conversation, either yourself or sharing it out, these kids who are saying, I want an adult in my life to hang out with me, that through this interview, that number of children who are waiting goes down to zero. So in our context of Miami County, the wait list fluctuates. I don't think it's ever been to zero. I think right now it's between 6 and 10.
Yeah.
And we wanted to go down to zero. So we're trying to help you be like, oh yeah, that's what that might feel like. And for me, the windshield time, getting those miles in on the relationship where it's casual, the guards are down, you're side by side, you're just cruising. Maybe you're listening to your favorite song or you switch who plays the favorite song. There's something really great for me about that time, as well as like the activity time. So I don't know if there's, activity itself is a side by side thing. I think for boys and men, eye to eye can be overwhelming or intimidating most of the times. But in so many ways, bigs and littles get to just be side by side and hang out.
Yeah. It's really, and I think it speaks to how, different each kid is and how rewarding it can be to meet the needs of that kid. I, came in with a kind of similar experience of like, I remember driving in the car with my dad, my uncle, whatever. Let me try to engage my kale that way. And that's not really his space. He's more quiet. It's more not it, but after we've had the day of like, we spent some energy, we did like something, then he's feeling more relaxed, he's feeling more open. And that's the time where we can really get to like talk a little. How's life going? What's up?
Mhm. Yeah. The opportunity to be intuitive about maybe what a child needs or their level of trust or safety in the moment and meeting that
Yeah.
is really good. Cool. So when do you think that I don't know if you plan it out or kind of have ideas going through your head, but do you the next time you hang out with him, do you have an idea of what you might do if it's same or different?
Yeah. He's trying out for the football team next year. And
Mhm.
I spend a lot of time in the gym personally, and he's really excited at the idea of getting kind of a head start on that. He really, wants to make the team. So next time we're hanging out, he's like, I want you to take me into the weight room. I want you to show me some of how that works.
Mhm. That's great. I think especially for young men, that is such a crucial space of pouring in and helping a place that feels like so macho and intimidating feel like accessible
Yeah.
and theirs. Um, my kiddo, we would go to the gym and work out quite a bit. And each point of interaction was affirming and validating and man, you're looking good on that one. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
It really, really matters. In fact, the executive director of the mentoring partnership, Thomas Gilman, that was his primary way that he was mentored in community mentoring
Mhm.
by another man. So men, when you think about and speak to this a little bit, um, I would say men and women are needed as bigs,
Yes.
like period. And hasn't it historically, both locally and nationally, been a desire since a lot of boys are asking for bigs that men are invited. They say they're needed.
Absolutely. We constantly have a need for more male bigs. We need more bigs, full stop. But
Yep.
the ratio of people who are inquiring or asking or then eventually making it, through the process and becoming bigs always skews towards women. We are always, always looking for more bigs because a lot of times it's not just from, the kids. For example, my Kale, his dad's not around. He was in prison for a while. He's out now, but isn't still involved with his life. So when my Kale's mom came to the agency, she was specifically looking for someone to be a good male role model. He is missing that kind of figure in his life. And she's like, help me, kind of fill that in. And a lot of kids, unfortunately, have a similar story or a similar kind of missing element that we really are looking for help from the community to help fill.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed over the years that's just kind of the common theme.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. There's father wounds, mother wounds. Statistically, I think that the absent and distant father figure is more predominant. So getting into kind of the logistics of being a big,
Yep.
I think that the big takeaway is that when you attach yourself to a Michael, to a little, the ask is 1 to 2 times a month, on average 4 to 6 hours. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
Yep.
And that's kind of like baseline to keep a relationship of trust and accountability going and moving in the right direction. There's less than that is too little.
Yeah.
Um, but then share with us how someone then part of the onboarding process to become a big.
About the process.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit about the onboarding process. Yeah.
Sure. So it always starts with an inquiry, someone reaching out to us. Either they hear about us through something like this, They know someone else in the program. They see us at a tabling event. However, they get that initial push, they reach out to us in an inquiry. They're then not matched with, but they are put in contact with someone from our enrollment team. We have 2 enrollment specialists who are just there to make sure that, the people who are making the inquiries get in and talking to someone as soon as possible. The initial intake is just this, you meet with one of the enrollment specialists virtually. Little, hey, tell me about you. What do you like to do? What are your interests? Because a big focus overall of the agency is making sure these matches are successful. Kind of to your point that you were saying about, building trust in these relationships. So many of these kids have already gone through so much change and so many people entering and leaving their lives. So it's really important to us that not only are these matches happening, but they're successful and they last. We ask that in this enrollment process, are you ready to commit to at least 1 year of this? Assuming the answer is yes, and the enrollment team says, we'd love to have you. Next step is background check and fingerprinting. Like I said, a priority is a successful match, but the highest priority is always a safe match. Safety is paramount to us for everyone involved. We want the kids safe. We want the bigs to feel like they have the resources they need. Everyone's safety is paramount. Assuming background checks, fingerprinting, all that goes well, the enrollment team gets together. They look at, the lists of littles that we have waiting. They look at the questionnaires and the interview that the potential big filled out, and they match based on personality, based on common interests, like you mentioned, based on geographic proximity to each other. We don't want people having to spend, an hour 20, 90 minutes in the car just to get to their little. So once they take all these factors, put it in the pot, whip something up, we have a new beautiful match.
And in a match is there's you as the big and potential big, and the agency is looking at potential littles. There's always I think it was someone else. There's like a double yes.
Yeah.
Like you kind of share like, oh, this could be a little. How do you feel about this? Hey, little, this could be your big. What do you think about this? So that there is such a nurturing, it feels like a nurturing guiding process that happens through Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. Big on informed consent. Before the first time that the big and little meet, it's called the match introduction. Like you mentioned, the big has said, hey, this is the little we're thinking about matching you with. These are their interests. These are their general proximity. Same with the little. And our match support team is incredible. They're a team of 5 in our organization whose only job is to make sure that these matches are as easy and successful as possible. At the genesis of each match, a match support specialist is assigned, and they're checking in with the big, the little, the parent every single month. They're helping you come up with activity ideas. They're passing along information. They're helping, kind of coordinate all of this and take as much of the work that's not just you, the big, spending time with your little off of your shoulders as possible.
Yeah. It also sounds like I've mentor retainment like is recruitment. Retainment means that there 2 stories and more are being transformed in the process as 2 people start, connecting and sharing and caring for each other. And when there's a disruption or when a big feels lack of confidence and they potentially start pulling away or feeling awkward, or when a little, because of all of the things that they've experienced, start acting in a way that's when a little starts acting in a way that's activating their fight, flight, or freeze, and they're maybe pulling away, and it's not even a conscious thought. There's something going on inside of this young person that the match specialist can help translate and interpret and catch and hold some of that processing so that the big remains.
Yeah. There's actually something you said there that I specifically want to highlight on the duration of the match. I'm very proud of my coworkers and our agency in general. Not only I think we do very good work, I know we do very good work. Part of the reason I know that, one of the things that we're most proud of is our average match duration is over a year and a half. And I don't remember the exact number, but is at least 13% longer than the national average match for Big Brothers Big Sisters affiliate agencies. We're really proud, like we said, of all the time and preparatory work that goes into making the match. We see it pay off in these long, successful, happy matches.
Mhm. That's wonderful. Yeah, again, listener, all around us, within a 20-minute radius, there is a child who has raised their hand and their parent and has said, "Hey, would someone be in their life, please?" And these wait lists aren't advertised on billboards. They're not in our, they're not on the main feed of whatever we're on. But we want to help you see them
Yeah.
asking. And if it's not you, it might be someone you know. So please share the good news and the opportunity. But then also, it takes money to be a nurturing, guiding agency for mentors. Like, you yourself have needs as a staff so that you can be as present as you can to those who are inquiring and already matched. So did you want to speak to that opportunity as well, to get involved in that way?
Yeah, absolutely. So between all of the things that we've talked about already, the background check, the fingerprinting, the overhead of having a staff that is there 20, or I guess 18.5, there as much as you need to, be there to help and support you. That all adds up. The number is, it costs about $2,100 to fund a full match for a year, a new match, I should say, because the new matches require a bunch of those startup costs. And we're always working for ways to keep those costs as low as possible without compromising on the things that are non-negotiable, like safety, like, putting that time in to make sure these matches are successful.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So if it costs $2,100 a year, how can people be involved with helping to be a part of?
Yeah, tons of ways to get involved. The easiest way is to join what's called a prom circle. Um, it's a group of people who really are taking the mission of the organization to heart, the promise and potential of youth, and committing however much they want or can a month to help us fund these matches, make sure these kids are getting the future that they deserve.
Awesome. So we will link to the Promise Circle opportunity in the show notes.
Awesome.
In the description, we'll also have the ability to sign up directly with you all and fill out an inquiry.
Mhm.
As the mentoring partnership, we'd also like to know, because we're if you become a big, we're welcoming you not into just a community of bigs, but a countywide community of youth mentors that care for kids from hard places. So please let us know so that we can have kind of mutual connectivity and support and encouragement and community building together. So is there anything that you feel like, I'm looking over my notes here, that we missed around specifics or tactical things that a future big should know?
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about like the community of bigs itself. Um,
Yeah.
something that we've really made a focus of our agency in to the general end of making this as easy and fun for the bigs as possible is fostering the community and network within the bigs itself. Every quarter, we have an annual bigs gathering where actually, we have one. It is tonight at the silos for this quarter, but we'll host the bigs. We'll ask them to come out, bring a friend. We'll have members of our staff there. We'll have members of our board there, because these matches can sometimes feel a little isolated. You have your relationship with your little and you have your relationship with your match support specialist, but it can feel like, you're kind of on your own track. And that's not the case. Our whole community is behind you, our whole agency is behind you, and all of these other people involved in the mission right there with you are behind you. And we really enjoy seeing the bigs come out together. They all like hang out with their littles, but sometimes it's fun for them to just talk to each other, talk about the memories they've made, the experiences they've had, share tips about, oh, this is what I do when my little is, feeling sad, or this is what I do to help my little feel a little more comfortable. So I think that's also a really good kind of human aspect that we focus on.
Yeah, that's so important. All these people are having their own experiences with littles. They all have a similar shared story and experience of pouring in, and then you're facilitating the development of this wonderful peer group of people that are giving up part of their lives to care for a kid.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so great. So the Big Brothers Big Sister Miami Valley chapter has been around since between 1958 and 1962 for over 60 years. And 60 years from now, there's still going to be kids who need a single, loving, caring adult.
Absolutely.
And so if our community can continue to rally around the kids who need them, or rally around the kids who need caring adults, and become the village by saying, I will show up twice a month to be with you and alongside you, not only child, but parent. We want to make that very clear that we're excited to have you.
So kind of on that continued thread of, we at the agency are doing everything we can to make the commitment and ask as easy on the bigs as possible. Every month we host a match activity, which is some way for you and your little and other matches to get together. It counts toward that 1 to 2 hangout a month, and we really try to make sure that they're fun and engaging. Last month, for example, we partnered with Crocs, and we're able to go take a tour of their facility, see the robots that are in the distribution plant. That was awesome. The month before that, I think they did a scavenger hunt downtown where they painted, rocks and then hid them around. We've gone out to Dragons games. We've done things on the water. It's, again, this kind of tiered approach of approaching it as a community while also taking as much of the logistics and the planning side out of it, so you, the big, can just focus on your relationship with your little.
That's really good. That's really fun. I mean, in some ways, I believe in 2x2, that if through this conversation we're, inviting maybe the next big or the next big or the next big, I would love if a friend group or 2 friends heard this and said, let's do this. Let's sign up together.
Yeah.
And let's both have littles and use that as an opportunity to care and to give back, but to get to know each other even more, because that friend pair would have that shared experience.
Absolutely.
And be able to go to those monthly events and then quarterly hangout times. And,
yeah. And we've definitely heard
that's awesome.
Stories at the agency about, matches at a match activity hitting it off with another match. The bigs get along, the littles get along. So the next time that they're hanging out that month, it's the 4 of them hanging out. We totally encourage that. And it's led to really, special friendship that wouldn't have come across otherwise.
That's really cool. I like that. I would imagine that when people are asking Big Brothers, Big Sisters to give us a story, that there's a couple kind of like in your back pocket that's maybe either national or local that helps beyond your story as a big, that helps kind of expose the good work.
Yeah.
Could you share with us maybe that as a way of exiting and inviting this conversation, that story.
I would love to. This actually story came to us somewhat recently. The agency was reached out to by this man, said, hey, I was in your program years ago. I was a little. I did the full thing or maybe not the full thing. I think he started at 12 and was in it till he aged out at 18. And he said, me and my big, we kept in touch our whole lives. My big now, I'm a full adult. My big is 70, 80 and approaching the end of his life. And kind of now that the roles have switched, now that I am the one who is really helping take care of him, we really want to bring this full circle and reconnect with the agency. And we were so delighted to hear this story about these two people who have been together their whole life, who have gone through the full array of dynamics of their relationship, from adult to child to two peers to now two adults with the roles reversed of who's helping who. It was so beautiful, and it was really, really special that they reached out to us and that our agency specifically, but also the Big Brothers Big Sisters mission, had played such a core factor in their lives.
This is what stories do. You get to witness the power of lives transforming lives, and just wonder how many lives and families and, generational stories have been tweaked and shifted and transformed and changed just by safely smart matching a child who needs a loving, caring adult with an adult who has a little extra capacity to care for that human.
Yeah.
Thank you for that story.
Of course.
Okay. All right, Paul, any final words before we sign off?
We have a newsletter. We have a website. We have social media. Please check us out. We always have things going on. We're always looking for ways to get involved with the community, meet new people, have more outreach. I would really push our Instagram and Facebook. I think they're both Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami Valley. It's a great way to see what we have going on. Come out to our events. We're fun. You'll have a good time, I promise.
That's great. Thank you for giving us more handles to hold.
Of course.
All right, Paul. Well, thank you so much. And on behalf of the children and your staff, we thank you. And listener, again, take that small next step. Regardless of the outcome, it will bless you and a child. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Wow. Wasn't that conversation powerful? Chances are, while you were listening, someone else was coming to mind. You wanted them to listen in too. And on behalf of a child, send this episode their way. And if you care about these kids, take a moment right now to subscribe, rate, and review. Because when you do, the algorithm helps more people find these conversations, to find the voice of these kids. And each small step you take help more adults show up for a child with a harder story. If you want to explore how you can show up, fill out the no commitment form in the description of this episode. Because only together can we help more kids find the support they need. And only together can we help more adults step into the story they were made for.